Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot. We had a little blip there, right? Welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So check this out, you got a nice shiny brand new Rider-Waite deck. It's the first time I'm using them, so I hope they bring you much joy and much pleasantries. So your key to the week this week is the Hermit card. Where is it, Aries, that you are ready to withdraw from the world? There's something about this card that this week, in my mind's eye, what I'm seeing is a chrysalis, and you know, that stage that the butterfly goes, that the caterpillar goes into before it becomes a butterfly. This week, if you feel like you are withdrawing from the world, if you feel like you need more alone time, there is a reason. There is something that is taking place for you, some deep fundamental shift that is going on inside of you at a very deep level this week. So pay attention to what comes up, pay attention to the places and the things that you feel drawn to, because these are going to be the things that help you uncover what changes need to be made in the here and now so that you can start to emerge. It also suggests to me as well that this week you could come into contact with some form of a holy or a spiritual figure. It might be that somebody gives you a piece of wisdom or a piece of advice this week that feels really profound, that feels different in some way, shape or form, that has a different quality to it. All right, so with that said, let's get into it. For your actions and options, you have the Two of Pentacles. In order to make these pushes forward, in order to really get ahead to where it is that we would like to be in life, sometimes we do need to take stock of where we are, where we've been, and what has been happening for us. Now this week, with the Two of Pentacles, this is going to see you looking at your finances, your money and your resources. It's also going to see you start to get a really clear sort of understanding actually of where you might have been getting in your own way, or where maybe you're overextending yourself on a material level. Another way that this could show up for you as well, especially because the Hermit card is Virgo ruled and you've got the Two of Pentacles here, this week I would really focus on getting the most out of what you have, or finishing up with what you have before you move on to the next thing. It also suggests as well that this would be a week where, when it comes to the money or the finances, you want to start thinking about downsizing rather than adding to whatever it is that you're doing, right? So this is a week where you really want to get your ducks in a row. For your communications and conversations, you have the Queen of Swords. This week, my dear Aries, I have to say it does look like someone's going to try to bring you a whole heap of shit that you really don't want. Now, right, you are Aries. We know when Aries are ready, when they bark, you know it's going to be serious. The thing that I will say to you is this week, you really need to consider what is actually worth going in for and what really isn't. The reason I say this is because you've got the Queen of Swords, right? So this is about you being ready to launch into something, but you've got the Hermit card there as well, which suggests that something this week is likely, like maybe you'll feel it coming up, the anger, the frustration, the, you know, the annoyance, whatever. Something is likely to step in and stay your hand. So whatever it is that you are, you know, planning to launch into a tirade about, this week you may find that something comes up that asks you, sorry, I've got that bloody itchy nose thing that happens, it drives me mad. It's always in readings, I literally feel like there's someone stood there with a feather going like this on the tip of my nose, and I'm always like, have I got something in there? This week, whatever you're about to go in for, there is going to be a moment, and hopefully it will be something that somebody says, maybe it will be a piece of wisdom that somebody offers you. It's going to show you where it really is and isn't worth it. For those of you that work for somebody else, this week you might, if I'm completely honest with you, you might have to go toe to toe with a boss. And if I'm honest, especially because you've got this Hermit card informing everything, this week let the the ripples or the challenges or the issues, let the chips fall where they may, right? So when you're ready, maybe if you want to, you can go in after that. But until then, this is not a week to put your 2 pence in, because the chances are that whatever it is that you do put in is likely to be misconstrued. However, if somebody is working behind the scenes against you and you know this, unless you have absolute concrete proof this week, it's not the time to say something. Your moment will come, but it isn't right now. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, I mean, it is the Queen of Swords, right? So this week, especially because there's the Hermit card, you may find that your clients, the people that you work for, or you know, on behalf of, let's say, maybe they want more from you this week than you are either willing, prepared, or able to give. And this week, I would say it's really important that you give that honesty, just to say, look, unfortunately, the time frame that you're expecting is, you know, just be honest about what you can deliver and what you can't. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, I mean, one way that this could play out, this would be a really good week to formulate what it is that you want to say, especially if there's a challenging situation going on in a family dynamic. This would be a really good week to step back, take a moment to consider, okay, what is it that I really want to say here so that it has the maximum impact? Whereas if you just go off half-cocked and start shouting and screaming, not only have you already lost the battle, but more importantly, the message that you have is not going to hit home. For your money and materials, you've got the Chariot card, right? So if you are willing to do the work this week, do the budget, look at the finances, shop around, get a better deal, all of that sort of stuff. This week, your finances could do really, really well. And I absolutely love this for you, especially because you've got the Two of Pentacles in your actions and options. So if you get proactive about your money this week, you could find that it might really improve for you. Maybe not necessarily overnight, but certainly faster than it would have done if you'd have just kind of sat back and done nothing. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is great. I mean, it does suggest that this week you need to get moving. Maybe you need to get back into the exercise. Maybe he says, maybe you need to get back into a workout regime. Maybe this week you probably want to pay attention to what you're eating or ingesting, especially because 3 of these cards are giving me that message. This would be a really good week for you to look at your actual diet. And then when it comes to your home and environment, well, look, this week I think you're going to be coming into a new schedule of some sort. So whether this is you planning to go into a new job, whether this is you are planning to have people over, there's something about the home this week that is being adjusted, that's taking you in a new direction, but it is one that's very exciting. For your love and relations, you have the 5 of Wands, right? So this week, when it comes to familial ties and communications, there could be a little bit of brouhaha. What I want to say about this is this is not a week, and I know, you know, Aries, you're naturally competitive and usually you tend to win, right? This is not the week for you to be competitive. It's not the week for you to create or get involved in conflict. This is one of those weeks where no matter what is said to you or about you, biting your tongue, formulating your message and biding your time is literally the best way that you can get ahead. For those of you that are single, if you are meeting somebody, it's likely to come through your sort of social network, possibly even your social media network, which is possible. Another way that this could show up for you as well is whoever it is that you are aligning with may already be in a very sticky situation. So just be sure that whatever you're getting or whoever you're getting or aligning with is actually single, you know, and they're not in the midst of a really ugly, messy breakup or something. It just, I kind of feel like you might not be getting, you know, you might be, maybe a little bit of false advertising, which is definitely possible at this time with what's going on in the astrology, right? For your for those of you that are partnered and in relationships, you got to be careful this week. There is a potential for bickering, rows, and really over really inconsequential, stupid stuff, especially when it comes to the finances, the budget. It's like, do we really need to be spending X amounts of money a month on, I don't know, the Sky bill? Or do you know what I mean? Like this month, it could be the little things that snowball and become something else. So just be conscious this week of what the buttons are that are going to be pressed. All right. All in all, it doesn't look like a bad week. It just looks like a week where self-control is going to be paramount. All right. So find a way to get yourself not even under control, but just find a way to keep yourself conscious so that when things push you or press your buttons, you can respond rather than react. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.